How Facebook was founded and created. Hey guys, welcome back to Explore. Today we'll talk about the start of Facebook. Let's head into it. The start. It all started in 2003 when Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO of Facebook, developed an online program called FaceMash, which enabled students to objectify one another by comparing images of their faces and voting on who was hotter. Though Zuckerberg was disciplined by the Harvard administration and only narrowly avoided expulsion for his conduct, FaceMash laid the groundwork for what would become Facebook. There were also online Facebooks at Harvard at the time. These were online directories that featured students' photos as well as biographical details. Since there was no single Facebook for all of Harvard University students, Zuckerberg came up with the idea to build one. The first version of Facebook, known only as thefacebook.com at the time, was launched on February 4th, 2004, and was only open to Harvard students. However, due to the involvement of 3 Harvard seniors, the reality about how Facebook came to be isn't entirely clear. 6 days after Zuckerberg and co-founder Eduardo Severin, Andrew McCullin, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes launched The Facebook, Cameron and Taylor Winklevoss and Divya Narendra accused them of stealing the concept for the platform. According to the Winklevoss twins and Narendra, they asked Zuckerberg for help in developing Harvard Connection, a social network for Harvard students. This argument was discussed in the Oscar-winning film The Social Network, in which Zuckerberg met with the Winklevoss brothers and Narendra to discuss their idea before developing his own without their knowledge. Following a lawsuit filed against Zuckerberg, he got a lawsuit, what else is new? Anyway, eventually all 3 received a settlement in 2008 that included 1.2 million shares in the company each. When Facebook first launched, it was immensely popular among Harvard students, to the point that it was quickly made available to students at Stanford, Yale, and Columbia, before being expanded to a variety of other colleges. Anyone in the world could create a Facebook account by September 26, 2006, as long as they were at least 13 years old and had a valid email address. 1 year before, the social media site had changed its name to Facebook from The Facebook, as it had previously been known. As the number of people joining Facebook increased, so did the number of people employed by the organization. Sean Parker, co-founder of Napster, was elected president of Facebook in 2004. He discovered the web while browsing a Stanford student's computer, and he quickly became acquainted with Zuckerberg and Severin. Facebook had relocated its headquarters to Palo Alto, California at this stage. The social network also looked at Zuckerberg's problems with co-founder and longtime close friend Severin. Severin, who had served as Facebook's chief financial officer and general manager since the company's inception, was allegedly fired by Zuckerberg in 2005 and had his stock diluted. This led to Severin filing a lawsuit against Facebook, which was settled outside of court. Recent controversies. Facebook has recently been engaged in a debate about the previous president's election as president of the United States and Brexit. Personal data from 87 million Facebook accounts was recently reported to have been improperly shared with Cambridge Analytica, a political consulting company. This allowed Cambridge Analytica to target Facebook users with political ads during the 2016 US presidential election and the UK referendum, potentially swaying their opinions on both issues. In addition, Facebook has been criticized for not doing enough to limit the spread of fake news on their site, especially after the 2016 United States presidential election, which some have claimed the previous president would not have won if Facebook had not helped spread what they claimed to have been fake stories that were biased in his favor. Mark Zuckerberg has begun to take steps to eliminate the prevalence of fake news on Facebook as a result of criticism of Facebook's influence on the presidential election. At a conference called Techamony, Mark Zuckerberg stated in regards to the previous president, There's a profound lack of empathy in asserting that the only reason why someone would have voted the way that they did is because they saw some fake news. Zuckerberg affirms the idea that people do not stray from their own ideals and political leanings. He stated, "I don't know what to do about that. And when we started, the North Star for us was, we're building a safe community." Yeah, see how that turned out. Zuckerberg has also been quoted in his own Facebook post. Of all the content on Facebook, more than 99% of what people say is authentic. In addition, the Pew Research Center stated that 62% of Americans obtain some or all of their news on social media, the bulk of it from Facebook. The former editor at Facebook leaked inflammatory information about the website's algorithms, pointing to certain falsehoods and biases by news created within Facebook. Although Facebook initially denied claims of issues with fake news stories and their algorithms, they fired the entire trending team involved with a fake news story about someone being a closeted liberal. In June 2017, Facebook published a blog post offering insights in how it detects and combats certain issues. The company claimed that the majority of the problematic accounts that were found are discovered by Facebook itself. While it reviews reports of problematic content urgently and, in cases of imminent harm, properly informs authorities, it also develops new tools to aid in its efforts, including the use of artificial intelligence to match certain problematic images and videos, detecting when content is shared across related accounts, and developing technologies to stop repeat offenders. The company stated that it has 150 people dedicated to problematic countermeasures and works with governments and industries in an effort to curb problematic propaganda. Its blog post stated, "We want Facebook to be a hostile place for problematic characters." In February 2021, a Press Gazette investigation found that Facebook had accepted promotional content from Chinese state media outlets such as China Daily and China Global Television Network that spread disinformation denying certain acts. So what does the future hold for Facebook? It was announced in July 2018 that the company had lost more than $100 billion in revenue, with its stock price falling nearly 20%. Although Facebook has made acquisitions such as Instagram in order to keep their users interested, the issue of whether or not its popularity can grow again remains unanswered. What did you think about the troubling history of Facebook? Let us know in the comments section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.